Man, I can't believe what I've been told Sisolak said to these casinos about lockdowns. So today we're going to talk about the looming question, is Vegas going for another lockdown situation? Is the America's adult playground going to be pulled away underneath our feet like one of those fancy restaurants where they pull the tablecloth and all of the cutlery stays the same, but in this case it all falls crashing down? What are the consequences of if it's going to happen? We have an insider that gives us channel tips here, and it's one of my super consultants, and they've always been right on this stuff. They brought us information about the Wynn's crazy plan before the Wynn even put it out in the review journal back when it was all shut down. So good information. He gets access to the back end of the executives. We're going to talk about what Sisolak actually said. If you guys are on this channel, you're just browsing through, my name is Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. We bring you news, updates, analysis, live streams on the channel, YouTube short videos, and we also have ourselves on Instagram and Twitter. So, just check out the channel, subscribe. If you guys like us, throw us a bell notification. And let us know in the comments below, do you think a lockdown is actually best at this point? Do you think it's really necessary? There's no wrong answers. There's just a bunch of opinions from people. Be nice in the chats, please. Check out this video sponsor, P9 Magazine. Sorry, choking on my words. They are the sponsor for this month. They bought the Resort World billboard. They're really making an impact in Vegas and showing off their product. Guys, you'll like it because it's a bunch of awesome models. And ladies, you might like it because it's a ladies magazine. So check that out in the description below. Also, brought to you by VegasFaceMask.com. The only two you'll ever need. We make these. My wife makes them particularly. 2 for $25. Ships for free anywhere in the United States. Goes around the back of your head, not your ears. If you got to wear one for work or Delta or whatever, get them from a great source, VegasFaceMask.com. Enough for the ads. We have to talk about what Sisolak said. But what were the impacts last time of the shutdown? Last time was devastating on the economy. Everything shut down. I believe the casinos were shut down for, I want to say, 78 days straight. We started opening up restaurants slowly but surely, but there were severe restrictions on capacity in those buildings. We didn't have anything like shows until way, way later in the fall, and it really put a lot of people in a tough spot. And unfortunately, a lot of those folks are still in a tough spot here in Southern Nevada. A lot of casino companies have chosen not to rehire people and bring them back necessarily, and it is making an impact on the end user experience. If you've had a bad experience with a dirty room in Vegas, leave us a comment below in this video and let us know that it does impact when they don't hire people back. And if the casinos were to shut down again, and I'll tell you about what Sisolak said in just a moment, I believe that would possibly be the final nail in the coffin that is Vegas as an entertainment destination. And let me explain, although there are trillions of dollars of real estate built on the Strip and the infrastructure to run the best Americans adult playground possible, people would start to move away and they would lose confidence in this market as a place that can stay consistent. And they would not want to ever come back to give this city a chance as a home to live in. It's hard enough to live here. Look, we have extremely hot temperatures for 3 months of the year. It's very hot for 3 other months of the year. It's nice for the other times, and it's perfect for 3 months. It's already hard to live here. It's isolated. We're in the middle of nowhere. And if you don't have a good job, you can't support your family, you don't have your family on track, people need that kind of stuff. They would move. I know chefs that moved out during the shutdown that I spoke to. They said they're going to Florida, they're going to Georgia, they're going to states where they can actually work. They won't make as much money, but they can follow their passion and have an income for themselves. So the good news is, though, according to my insider, he says that Sisolak went on a call with casino executives and vowed not to do any kind of a lockdown or shutdown. He also vowed not to enforce the masks to the level where they're literally policing people, but they never did that anyway, so that's a misnomer. They're not going to go out into the casinos and have Metro. Don't worry about that. Mask mandates are here, by the way. If you are coming into town, you have to wear them in the inside buildings. The casinos might ask you to leave. It's the only thing that's restricted right now. Everything else is 100%. But again, Sisolak has refused to authorize any kind of lockdown, shutdown, or severe mask mandates for the state of Nevada. Now, this is important. This is key. Sisolak is up for re-election. This could change at any moment. The information I just gave you, with the way that politicians on both sides of the political spectrum, because we don't get political here and tell you which way you should think, that's not this channel, they change their minds more than people change their underwear. People change their underwear 4 times a day, right? No? Either way, they change their minds all the time. And the reason we're even talking about this is because when asked at a press conference just last week, somebody from the White House said that there were no options off the table. A few days later, they kind of dialed that back, probably after watching 200,000 people in France protest in the streets. But you do never know, especially with these variants. So I'm glad that Sisolak made this call. I'm glad he made this decision. I think it's the right one to make if he sticks with it. He is being up for re-election next fall, might have something to do with this. Politicians that are unpopular have a hard time getting re-elected. Just look at all the history in the last, 100 years of politicians. This would be the most unpopular move anybody could make. He would basically divide the state into two different halves and then fraction off people that are somehow in the middle. Some people would agree with the guy, some people would vehemently disagree with the guy, and some people will be lost in the fray trying to figure out which one's best for them. He's being primaried by the current sheriff of the Las Vegas, not primaried, he's being run against by the current sheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and the mayor of North Las Vegas, two very popular figures in the valley right here, and in a state with over 3 million people, where 2.3 million people live in this area. It's pretty important to get this area to vote for you. So that might have something to do with it, or maybe he just has some sensibilities and knows that this thing is probably not going away. It's not going to merit another lockdown unless we get to a threshold, and he's got to roll with the punches just like all of us. It's nice to see that if that's the case. Now, what might happen out here, and what I'm predicting might happen, and this is just my speculation, is that we may see capacity restrictions return to the city of Las Vegas. You see, it's all about hospital capacity and ICU units and people on ventilators. Let's say that there was a big construction accident, heaven forbid it ever happened, at the MSG Sphere that they're building right behind the Venetian and the Palazzo. If all of our hospital beds are all used up by people who are battling the COVID-19 virus, you can't put people in that accident into the hospital beds. Therefore, dialing back the capacity from 100%, which it is now, to 75% in the future, to maybe 50%, that could be an option that's on the table. Again, I thought he might lock us down last year in the fall. He didn't. He dialed it all the way back to 25%. Now, that doesn't mean your shows are going to run at 50%. They likely wouldn't. Some would stay open and many would close. But it still means you have Sin City to come and enjoy. You can still go and get some gambling, a fine dining experience, even though you have to make all reservations and plan things ahead. But it also means that we might have a drop in hotel rooms and a whole other cacophony of things might happen. Cacophony. 4 syllables. That's my longest syllable word today. So that's my video, and I'm sticking to it. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Tell us in the comments below. Again, if you like this channel, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. Check out our video sponsor, P9 Magazine, and they are in the description. It's an Instagram account that you might like. It's models, it's fun, it's cool, and they're helping out the channel by sponsoring us for the month of August. And check out VegasFaceMask.com, the only two that you'll ever need. My name is Steve, and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Now's the time of the video where we say 3, 2, 1, click. You ready? 3, 2, 1, and click.